Sunday, and you may be wondering, like, what is a Compassion Sunday? Well, you're going to get one today. We have a few different things. Deb Story is going to be sharing some about giving us an update on Compassion, some of the projects that we are sponsoring. We have John Vort, who I'll introduce in a moment when he comes up to preach. John is going to be sharing the message today. So I'm looking forward to that. But as we get ready, young ones, you get to stay and listen to Ms. Deb's, as she talks some about compassion, some of the things that are happening with that. And then after that, the littlest ones, preschools, will get to go out with Miss Janice. So Deb, if you would come up, please.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to hear lots about compassion today by John, but I just wanted to share some of our involvement in the church, what we've been doing with compassion over the years. Sorry. It's an amazing organization. We've been involved for 10 plus years at least. It's a child sponsorship program, but it's also a lot more. They currently have 8,000 churches in 29 different countries and serve over 2 million children in all their different programs. One of the reasons why I really like the program is that they always go through a local church, so they're connected to the church, they involve the whole community. So their programs are practical, they provide practical skills and help people practically, but they also teach the gospel, which is, as we all know, very important. They have a proven track record. There are so many testimonies online, or even just people that have been involved with compassion over the years. The testimonies of how it changes somebody's life is really inspiring, and it works. As a sponsor, you get to really be involved in your child's life. You can write letters and you can receive letters. You can share gifts at their birthday. And you can even go and have FaceTime with them, which we did with 3 of our kids. And it was really meaningful. It was really touching, actually, to sit face to face, talk through an interpreter. But it was really, really special for us to do that. So in the back, I don't know if you guys have noticed, in the back in the foyer, we have a board that Colleen and Willem have made that shows all the kids that this church specifically sponsors. So we have got a very large group of kids that we've been sponsoring for years. And it's just been really meaningful to all of us that do that. It's nice to see all their smiley faces and make connections there. And then in June of 2020, members of this church planted a church in Bolivia. And so they have a church. It's in an area that's quite remote. And they currently run programs. The Compassion got involved with this. They planted the church. They have programs there that they are running 601 kids out of that program right now. So it's one of the larger ones, I think. John can speak on that. I was shocked when I saw the numbers. I checked in several places to make sure I had the right numbers, but that's a lot of kids. Because Judy, as you know, having so many kids for our little kids program every week is a lot of work. So those kids receive food, and they have help with their homework. They have a safe place to hang out, and they learn the gospel. So that's our church in Bolivia that we are sponsoring, or we supported. Our church also supports a program called Mom and Babies, and that's also a compassion-led project. It's in the church. They get 15 moms, expectant moms, every year, and they put them through the program as they go through their pregnancy, and then for the first year of that child's life, they're involved in the Moms and Baby program. So they get training on nutrition, they get training on how to raise their child, how to bond with their child. They get the gospel message together. They have Bible studies. They teach them practical skills like how to embroidery aprons so they can sell those, or make cloths or whatever to make money for their family. Once those kids reach 1 year old, they're automatically enrolled in the sponsorship program. So that family, once it starts the program, their children are looked after by the Compassion program. It's just amazing. They support them, like I say, both practically and spiritually, which I think is just awesome. So we do have a bunch of sponsorship cards back there. John's going to speak on this. If you feel like you want to sponsor a child, or you can do donations just for the Mom and Babe program, like a one-time donation or whatever. It's really exciting to see these moms. I actually grabbed a card because this little mom, that mom was enrolled in the Mom and Me program, and now her daughter is 2 years old, so now she's in the sponsorship program. So I have a feeling this one's coming home with me tonight. But anyway, I'm just going to ask Judy to share. She's got a story about one of her kids that she sponsors. So.
Actually, it's Rick that does our compassion letters to kids, and he's always sending them letters, and I was never very good at that, and he's good on his computer. So this is what we received February 24th. Greetings in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Hello, how are you, Judy and Rick? I am happy to meet you again, if only through letters. I hope that one day I can meet you both in person. How happy I would be. As I write this letter, I am with my family in good health and doing well. I hope you and your family are also in the same condition. As for my news, besides my daily activities at school and the Compassion Project, I have been chosen as the secretary of the youth ministry at my church. The schedule is once a week, but we also have youth groups that visit other youth's homes once a week. What makes me even happier is that I serve as a musician during praise and worship, using the guitar that I bought with help from you, Judy and Rick. And so, I don't even know how Rick found out he really wanted a guitar, so we thought, that's not a big deal. But no idea that was the fruit of this, and it's just such an amazing thing that this young guy is leading worship and working with his youth. So anyway, so it's a great program. I'm really impressed with it.
Thank you, ladies. Thanks, Deb, for that update, and Judy for that story about how, staying connected with these kids and how we can help. We wanted to have a Compassion Sunday for a few reasons. One is it's been a while since we've had one, and there are many new people in our church who maybe don't know about Compassion or have heard about it but have yet to sponsor a child. And so there's sponsorship cards. These are kids that John will explain. These are kids from Bolivia, from the church where we are already deeply invested in caring for them. I also want to suggest to you, that maybe some of you have been thinking like, oh, this is great, but I already have a few kids or I have a child that I'm sponsoring. But some of you might be similar to our family, where you have some of your kids that are nearing the end of they're starting to grow out of the sponsorship program. Or maybe you're thinking like, oh, so there's a chance to sponsor kids again, take another young child and help them grow up. Or you can also sponsor more than one child. Just to say, our family, we have 4 kids that we sponsor. So it's a great opportunity to stay connected with so many kids. All right. In a moment here, we're going to pray, but I wanted to give a chance for all the young ones now. You get to go out with Miss Janice, all the preschool age kids.